They're crazy.
They're rich.
And unfortunately,
They're our neighbors.
I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Mia. Welcome to Crazy Rich Neighbors.
Today we're joined in studio by real estate legend and billion-dollar babe, Marcy Javor. Marcy is the executive director of luxury at Signature One Luxury Estates, LLC. Marcy has specialized in luxury residential homes, commercial property, and investment property for over 15 years. She's currently in the 0.5% of real estate professionals in the nation and has closed over $1 billion of sales.
You all are badass bitches.
That's
Yes,
you.
honey.
Okay. And that's two of our favorite things, luxury and estates. Welcome, Marcy.
Hi, everybody.
Gosh, you are like en fuegs.
Yes.
I'm really glad to be here.
And you look amazing. I'm loving
I
this
know.
fit with her Chanel brooch and her dark nails in the...
So Parisian today.
Yes, exactly.
Right?
You nailed it. You nailed it. What do you call the silhouette of this dress?
It's called Chanel a la Chanel.
Oh, baby.
Honey,
You're
yes.
dressing, you got to dress for success. And
Absolutely do.
you're
100%.
killing it. So we were just talking about Marcy also is an accomplished singer.
Oh, yes. Yes, we're putting you on the spot.
Yes.
I used to be an accomplished singer. I traded all that in for commodities and real estate.
Well,
Well,
good
you're
for
killing it,
you. Good for you.
Do you still sort of belt out some tunes at night?
I do.
Can you?
Okay.
It's funny. I was watching TV the other day and the Carpenters on
yeah.
Channel 2 came on, and I'm an old soul, so I was sitting there singing Rainy Days and Mondays. You know, I love a good old Carpenter song.
Can you belt out a little line for us?
Oh my Lord. Rainy days and Mondays always get me down.
Oh.
God, I got
have
chills.
goosebumps.
We got the goosies, and
Oh
it's
my
a rainy
gosh,
day.
Yes.
Yeah, it really is.
But
always.
that is not bringing me down.
But your voice has this like
Beautiful.
definite 70s vibe to
It's
it.
soulful.
Yes.
Which is why I'm in real estate.
Oh my gosh.
Because you don't need auto tune, which is pretty much how things go these
or
days.
you don't have to dance and do like backflips on stage in a swimsuit.
Or a
And
meat
stocking.
dress.
grab,
Yes.
grab your butt, grab your ankles and twerk.
Yep.
Well, maybe you do have to do that in real estate.
Oh, if you only knew.
So let's get right to it. How did you become so wildly successful in real estate?
Wow. Everybody asks me that question.
Yeah.
They actually say it in a way like, can I rub against you so that I get some
Yeah.
luck? You know what? It's honestly the same question over and over again, but it's the same answer over and over again. It's really working your tush off.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 days a week, 24 hours a day. There really is no secret. It's just hard work.
Yeah. But do
I-
you love it?
I absolutely
Because you
love
must
it.
to do that day and day and day after
Yes,
day.
yes. I was told once by somebody, you know, in order to be successful in real estate, you literally are somebody's, I don't know what the words you can use on
Biatch.
radio, biatch, for 3 months to
Yeah.
get the job done. And literally one day I realized that's exactly what it takes. You have to do it.
You know what? To earn a paycheck, you're going to be somebody's bish at
Yeah,
some
exactly.
point in your life. You know?
Exactly. Listen, even if you are the CEO, you have a board of directors
Yes,
and
ma'am.
investors who you have to
And
actually
even if you
report
marry
to.
for money, honey, you're
Oh,
every
child,
penny.
please.
You're really somebody's bish.
Oh, that's way too much
Tell
work
me
for
about
me,
it.
child.
Me too, boo.
I spend a ton of money also, I'm not going to lie, marketing and putting more money back into the
have to.
business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It must have been really hard when you first started, though.
It was. I was a successful commodity trader for over 25 years. And everybody
We
thought...
love reinventions.
We do too. Yes, honey.
It took me a little while to get out of that business and transfer over. And there's a little story behind it. And if we have time later, I'll tell you. But when I got into the business, everybody thought because I was in commodities, I would be, you know, getting customers from that industry over to real estate. I have never taken one commodity customer and transferred them into real
Wow.
estate. Not
Good for
one.
you.
It is literally starting at the bottom and
Yes.
working your way up. I started
gosh.
with under $500,000 homes. I my sphere of influence. I would get my mortgage broker or my car mechanic, whoever I could that needed real estate. I would talk to everybody all the time, wherever I was. And then I would sell a house, and that seller would then become a buyer, and so forth and so on.
Yes.
And the biggest thing that I do, that I preach to my girls on my team all the time that work on Signature One, is you have to farm a neighborhood. You have to.
Sure.
And you can't just send one postcard out hoping you're going to get a listing. You have to spend tons of money and time farming one area and developing a sphere of clients in that one community. And then once you manage that community, you can expand. But once you do, and you have listings in that area, you become a neighborhood specialist, and not just about the homes. You have to know everything about the area.
That's good advice.
Yeah, that really is. So is the Florida real estate market showing any signs of slowing down?
I was just getting my hair done for this
It looks
lovely
amazing.
podcast.
You look gorgeous, honey.
Thank you.
I just took a photo of her.
I got asked twice that question.
Yes.
Because obviously in the last year and a half, everybody and their mother, brother, and sister was a real estate license, became successful in real estate.
Right.
Because everybody from California, New York, Chicago has moved down here.
Right.
Everybody wants to be down here.
Yep.
Lately, in the last 6-7 months, that has drastically changed. We had
okay.
one house on the market in my community that I farm in, and now we have 19 in the
Holy
last 3
smokes.
months. And those
Wow.
houses are so overpriced. People are putting houses on the market a lot higher up, trying to capture what they missed in the last 6 to 8 months. So now the market is turning from a very strong buyer's market to a stagnant seller's market.
Okay.
And eventually it's going to be the weak are going to have to really put their money to the pedal and pedal to the metal to be able to understand how to sell a property, especially in the luxury market.
Is part of this driven by the interest rates?
It was going to happen regardless.
Okay.
We went up 20 to 30% in this area, and some areas doubled.
Where we live, double.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And-
crazy.
Unfortunately, in the areas that doubled, if they were in certain areas, that's not a good thing, because people that bought in those areas are going to have to wait for a very long time.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly.
So if you were a smart realtor, you weren't just thinking about selling somebody a house right now.
Yeah.
You were thinking about how to sell them a house that fits their needs now, because in 6 months or a year from now, if they decide to sell, they're going to call you to sell that house. And if you can't get them out of that house, you're literally going to be never called again.
Yeah.
So you have to think about the next house and the next deal, and you have to think about what is right for this buyer now.
Yes.
Because if you don't, they're going to be stuck not being able to sell that seller who was your buyer a house ever again.
Of course.
It's about thinking long term.
And I would think so much with this business is like word of mouth advertising and trust and
Relationships.
referrals, right?
Absolutely. I have tons of referrals. I do a lot of referrals on Zillow, and people refer me business because, as my son would say, I'm going to give a shout out to him.
Aw.
Come to the one that gets it done is literally my slogan, because I never let anybody down. If I take something on, I'm going to sell it. And if
love
I
that.
don't believe in it, I won't take it.
Good for you.
So if you literally take that listing, you have to be able to know what the market share is, who the buyer is, what you have to do to get it sold in order to get it done.
Okay. So now we're going to switch gears a little bit. So without naming any names, can you tell us about your craziest client experience?
I would love to name a name. It's not just a simple client. It's a type of client. It happens to all of us.
Okay.
I've never experienced anything so crazy in my life. You have a buyer that comes to one of your listings that makes an offer, that goes through the inspection period, that puts their money down, their first deposit, and then they pull out for some odd reason.
Ooh.
And then they do it again 3-4 more times.
Holy smokes.
And you sit to yourself and you go, what is the end game? Why? I've never found out why somebody would do that.
Did they just get cold feet or what?
It's always some crazy excuse, some crazy reason. Either they just decided it wasn't the right house, or they just didn't want to buy it, or honestly, they have nothing better to do with their
I think
time.
there's a lot of that around here.
Yes, but they lose their deposit, right? Every time they do that, or
Not
what?
with a good realtor.
Oh.
If you do the right thing, you get them out before their second deposit, so they're not obligated. But I don't understand why so many of these crazy buyers go in, do inspections, spend money, spend time, and make offers on properties, and then don't go forward with them.
That's nuts.
Yes, it is quite nuts.
I can imagine that must be very infuriating. You spend your time, money.
Yes.
And
Oh, my
and
God.
what happens is the seller then blames you
Ugh.
because they feel like you didn't do your job in vetting the
Yeah.
buyer the right way. And there becomes a reputation on certain buyers around Boca. It's not a very big town.
Yeah.
So these people become, hey, watch out for this person. Hey, watch out
Okay.
for that person. Some people are actually, and I hate to say it, they do it because they're trying to come up with some scheme. But for the people that are just doing it because they're bored, I've never seen anything like it. And I don't understand.
I don't either.
Go away. Don't come back. My name is Marcy Javor. Please don't make an offer on my property.
So what are some of your South Florida communities and why?
That you love.
So when I first got into the business, I would market near my house, and I loved Fieldbrook Estates. I still sell in Fieldbrook Estates. They're 1 acre homes. There's 57 of
wow.
them. They didn't go crazy during the pandemic. The prices are still fair.
Okay.
And after I mastered that community, I moved over to Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club, which is right around the
it's
corner.
so
Oh yeah, it is
beautiful.
gorgeous back there.
I hate to say it, but my father used to tell me, if you're going to do something, do it right and
Yeah.
do the best. And Royal Palm Yacht and Country Club in Boca is literally the best
And it's
property
so
to
big.
be in. It is. There's over 750 homes. They range anywhere from now $3 million for dirt all the way up to $35 million.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot of dirt.
It is. A year ago, it was $1.5 million up to 20 million, but it has gone up quite a bit. But that is an amazing community because it's in a great part of town with near the beach, near the Boca Raton, and it has a value to be in that. And people want to be there. First homes, second homes, third home buyers.
Yeah.
I like it because it's not a cookie cutter estate where every house looks like each other
Exactly.
or a variation of.
And the people there are wealthy, but not snobby. Not all of them. not
So
there's always snobby people.
no community wars
could
that you
name
want
a
to spill the
few.
tea on.
I'll tell you a story.
Yes?
No names. You don't know her anyway.
Okay.
But there was this girl I used to know, and she was in her 40s, married a guy in his 50s, really, really rich, and they bought a house in there. And she was just so kooky. Like, they would have parties, and she'd either never come downstairs or she'd be down there for like 30 minutes, and then she'd like excuse herself, and like she and the husband would go upstairs, and there would be a whole party like unfolding, like, you know, like catered whatever. And I mean, weird.
It's the be or be seen.
Yeah.
They want to have the recognition of having the entertaining party of the year, but
Yeah.
they probably really don't like to entertain.
No, she was strange. But anywho,
Yes.
are there any communities that you wouldn't recommend because they may have like a weird HOA situation, or they otherwise have a weird reputation?
Well, that's a tough question to answer because in our business we're not allowed to steer or
Okay.
take away. So I don't want to speak negatively
Have you-
about any community.
Have
but
you
I
heard
can tell
anything
you.
about our community?
I can tell you this: there are some communities that have exploded over the last 6 months to the last year. You have got to make sure whoever your realtor, broker, agent is, that you don't overpay for something. Because if you are in one of those cookie cutter communities, which there's so many of in Boca and Del Rey area, you want to make sure you're not overpaying because you will be stuck for a good 5 to 10 years in that community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we're going to take a quick break, so stay with us for more of the $1 Billion Babe, Marcy.
Welcome back to Crazy Rich Neighbors. Have a business, product, or service that you want to advertise on Crazy Rich Neighbors? Well, email us at info@crazyrichneighbors.com to inquire about live reads and other exclusive sponsorship opportunities.
So, how cutthroat are the agents in Palm Beach County?
Oh boy, that keeps me up at night.
I bet it
Really?
does.
It really
Is
does.
it like a mob, a mafia?
It's
Like, will they cut a bitch?
they
over-
will cut a bitch. They will cut a bitch and then they'll sell you to your mother for $1.
Are you serious?
I am not kidding.
You got
And
to have a tough skin.
everybody thinks I am this tough bitch. They really do, but I'm really not. I just try to keep up with all the
Well,
other
you have
people.
to, because, and if you show weakness, then they really take advantage of you.
In certain areas, in certain communities, people who have been there for a very long time feel that they own the community. And when
Yeah,
you try to break into the
territorial.
community,
Yeah.
they make it very difficult. I don't let them.
Good for
Okay,
you.
good.
Yeah, I will never take no for an answer. I will never, ever let anybody get in my way. And I tell that to everybody. Do not let somebody that's been there for 20 years or 10 years or 5 years tell you what to do. Mm-hmm. There's enough to go around.
Yes.
Seems that way.
Yes.
So what's the most difficult deal that you've ever closed? Without naming names, of course.
I just sold a $36 million, my largest ever on the ocean.
Congratulations.
Thank you. At the beginning of this year, everybody's trying to get the best deal. I will definitely understand that, especially in this past market. You know, the reason why I'm who I am in this business is not because I'm just a regular realtor. I have finance background. I do a lot of
Right.
investment properties, bringing investors to new Royal Palm, for that matter.
Right.
We brought in 5 new construction homes just this year alone, 3, 4 last year, and
Amazing.
helping the neighborhood grow in value, and also helping the neighborhood grow
That's cool.
in
I
general.
mean, that's quite an accomplishment.
Thank you.
know.
So, have your clients ever asked you for like your help in hiring domestic staff or something like that?
Oh my lord! Every day we get
Really?
asked. Like I said in the very beginning, we are people's biatches for 3 months.
True.
Gosh.
Being a commodity trader for as long as I was, I never did any of this stuff. I would have a client, I would trade for that client, I would make money for that client, or I'd lose money for that client, but that was it. In real estate, you are everything.
Wow.
You are a psychologist, you are a property manager, you are their friend, you are their broker, you are their agent, you're the money manager. You do everything.
Wow.
I had a widow that lived in Royal Palm, and she was lovely. And you know, the reason why I got the job is because I actually referred her everything from an auction company to a junk company to help her liquidate her
Wow.
home.
Holy smokes.
And then literally rolled up my sleeves and helped her do it.
Oh, wow. God
And then
bless.
that person referred me somebody else, because you have to help. You're not just looking to make a commission, and the people that are just looking to make a commission are never going to succeed in this business.
You have to go the extra mile.
Yes.
we should hook Marcy up with Deborah from Smooth Moves by Design.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Who's that?
She is one of our loyal fans
Yes.
and listeners, and she is
Talented
she's-
interior designer.
She's been on as our guest. She is an interior designer who has a full service moving company.
Oh, yes.
And she will then unpack. She does, the wine moving, the art moving. She'll like put all your things out, design it all. Like
Yes.
you don't do a thing. The people preferably go away on a vacation, leave one home and come back to another home, and it's all done.
And I actually have to give a shout out to, we have a team that we've built together recently. I work with, Elma Benavente, architect, and Leonard Albanese for building, and Steven Zellman is the designer, are the people that we put together in Royal Palm. Jill Gold actually helps me with that as well. But I'm always looking, because again, there's enough to go around.
There is enough to go around, and she's actually from Dallas, but she'd like to get into the Florida market.
Yeah,
So
I think that's a good idea too.
I'm here to help.
connect you two.
Yes,
Absolutely.
So, do you have any crazy neighbor stories that you'd like to share? One.
Gosh, I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to
You're
remember.
never home. You're like, who are my neighbors?
Oh, my
Who are
own neighbor? No. No,
You're like, "I
honestly,
work, honey."
I can just tell you that I've been in one community myself for 22 years, which for me is not normal. We moved around a lot when I was younger. And I swore that I was keep my son in one community growing up. And now he's in college. So
I can't believe it, because I
Congrats.
probably met you 20 years ago, and he was
Yes?
just a little pumpkin at the
Aw.
time.
it was not easy.
I bet. You know what? I have so much respect for you.
Thank you.
I really do.
Thank you very much.
Amazing.
I've been on both sides of that coin. I like it better on this side.
Yeah.
But I can tell you that being on the other side of the coin has taught me that no amount of money makes you any better than anybody else.
Oh, absolutely.
Can't believe I've quoted my father twice in one conversation, because he's not really around a lot. But he said to me, if you look to the right and you look to the left, there's always going to be somebody with more money than you and somebody with less money than you. It's
That's
how
true.
you treat them by the end of the day.
I love that.
Absolutely. All right, so last question. Any advice to new agents or someone who might be thinking of becoming an agent?
This is my favorite question. When somebody asks me, can I get into real estate part-time?
Oh, gosh. What can you do successfully part time?
Nothing.
Well, that's it.
But when I first got into this business, I knew nothing about real estate. I really didn't. I thought you just let people around and
Right.
you just show them a house and then that's it. You have no idea
It's like
that
you
is
could be your own
not the
advertising
case.
agency, right?
Absolutely.
Everything. You have to do everything from start to finish. But what I can tell you is if you are going to get in this business, get into it knowing that you have to do it full time and you have to understand every aspect of the business, not just showing people houses and buying. You have to understand contracts and you have to understand the law and you have to understand real estate and you have to know your market. If I can just say one thing, know your industry, not just know the community, know the school system, know the shopping areas, know everything around what makes a community great. Because if you were moving here from Chicago like I did 22 years ago and didn't have a clue where to go. Wow. You need somebody that understands where to put somebody because that's their home.
Right.
And if they don't like it, then you haven't done your job.
Exactly.
So you have to be able to understand the area and then be able to help people because that's what they're doing. They're trying to find a home and put roots down when they're coming from out of state. So I would suggest strongly that you get into this. Find somebody that you can learn from like I did. I learned a little bit from everybody that I could. And then I put all that together and put my own spin on it. And here we are today.
And you hustle.
Good for you.
And I hustle.
Yes.
I've been called tenacious.
Love it.
That's a nice word.
I can see it.
Yeah, we can get behind that.
Absolutely. So tell our bougie crew where they can follow you or contact you.
I'm at 366 East Palmetto Park Road. Downtown Boca is my main office. We are at www.signatureoneluxuryestates.com. And of course, you can reach out to me at Marcy at signature1le.com.
Awesome.
Are you on social?
I'm on everything.
Yes. Give them your handles.
I'm on everything. We're at Marcy F Javor at Facebook, at Instagram, at LinkedIn, literally Marcy F Javor everywhere, and Signature One Luxury Estates.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. It's just such a pleasure, and we'll hope you come back.
I really do. Thanks for having me.
Thanks
this was
so much,
fun.
Marcy.
Yeah, you did great.
You should start your own podcast too.
Yeah, because I have so much time.
Well, I know. Yeah,
you could
true.
just be a regular on ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely. I like it. You're
Our
close
guest
by.
of honor.
Thank you. I would love to.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.